Hello and welcome everybody to RVT. This is RVT Rashid's Video Tube in conjunction with RMJC, Rashid's Music Jukebox Center. And I am Rashid, the R-Man, coming on live on social media, YouTube, Google, and other social media platforms. Hi. Welcome. You could be anywhere right now. You could be anywhere. But you're here. And that makes me happy. Thanks a lot, guys, for coming by my house. Baby, you ready to do this? Good. Let's do it. And now what you see before you, I'm sure you know what it is. I'm sure you know what that stuff is. It's a bunch of stuff. I thought maybe we could talk about it. Yeah, like, what was I thinking to create something like this? Please forgive me, I'm eating some tangerines with salt. I'm dipping my slices of tangerine in salt. And since my dog likes tangerines, I'm giving her some as well. She loves them. We see we're going to get 2 bags, but we just got one. Pretty juicy. So, what got in my mind to create this? I wanted to specifically talk about Rashid's Firehouse, but I wanted to also talk about Rashid's Almanac. The Book of the Dead. Around here, the motto is around here, we are the calendar. Interesting enough, I suppose. At the same time, take a guess what else I'm doing. I'm looking at this coronavirus at the same time, man. See, look, listen.
Dr. Fritz and other experts to try to figure out how to slowly reopen the government. The question is, what is the timetable?
It's no mystery. It's no secret, rather, of how I can make these books right here. I've been making books since I was very young. I've been making books of all sorts since I was in grade school. Very easy to make. I love making them, and I guess you could say I was publishing them at a very young age. Right, sweetie. It's the one I used to make for my teacher. I had a crush on my teacher. I made her, like, it's easy to make a comic book. So I made tons of books. Well, tons of books. And like my kid said, I was loving this teacher. She was an art teacher, and she was everything to me. So I used to make all these books all the time. I created these characters, like cartoon, and I used to bring a different book basically every week was a different book, because I had her like once a week. And I used to break down her door just to give her those books. And I had her for a teacher, but I was just crazy about it. It's nothing for me to create these books right here, but this is what we're trying to do around here. Just give me a minute. I'm trying to learn how to intertwine the book and the show together. Meaning, I know it's a way. Well, here's the thing, sweetie. It's a way where, like, the book is like a overview of the shows on RVT. But I know that I can intertwine the book and the show together. I just know I can. They're highlights of the show on RVT. They're highlights. Some of them they're like disclaimers. There's all sorts of things about the show in these books that I created. Now, for some reason, I don't know if other artists have this problem, but for me, for some reason, I'm trying to get out of me, like, it got to be something I can connect the book to the show. I can really connect it. I'm trying to find out how. More so than just taking notes. You see, more so than taking notes. I know that it's a way that I can connect the book to the show. I'm just trying to figure out how to do it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, that's what I'm saying. It has to be a way. It has to be a way. More than just highlights of the show. More than, okay, in this book here, we're talking about the highlights of this particular show on RVT. Like when I saw Superman 2, and I was 12 years old at the time. First movie I saw away from my parents. My friends, me and my best friend from school, actually. We was 12 years old. We was in the 6th grade, 5th grade, something like that. So what happened is we decided to go to the movie to see Superman 2. And it was a big deal for me. It was a big deal for me because I never went to the movies without my parents before. So it was a huge, huge deal. So I was, okay, all right, wait a second here. I'm actually going to the movies by myself without my parents. It was the biggest thing. And in Philly, it was on 15th and Chestnut. The Regency, I think it was the Regency, that was playing Superman 2 back in the early 80s. So excited. It was a magical time. I don't want to get into it. Yeah, that's in our cult book of Parabashi's experiences. I don't want to get too much into that. Magical time when you start growing up. In particular, if you're a child and you venture out to the movies without your parents, there's a kind of way, it's a kind of side of you want to, hey, I don't mind reliving that. I'm just saying, sweetie, it's like, I could relive that. I would like to relive that feeling of being away, like you're out in the world, away with no parent around you. Doing something decent, going to the movies, for Christ's sake. If it was a good feeling, is what I'm saying. It was a good feeling. I would want to relive that. And on top of that, to see Superman 2. So it was everything, it was just amazing. I was the only one in the family who saw it. So I went back home and I was giddy, telling everybody how it was and all. Then we went as a family to see it. And I already saw it already. And I remember that independent thinking that was growing. Yeah, it was sprouting in me. I'm going to the movies with my family, but yet and still, I've seen a movie already. I was a child, and it's like, wow. Not only just seeing a movie, but I've seen a movie by myself. So it was like, it was just an experience and a half, Yeah. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I would go through that experience again, just to feel that again. I can't get that no more because it's like being a virgin. Once you have sex, that's it. It's like riding a bicycle. Once you know how to ride a bicycle, that's it. You can never go back. All right. It's not like smoking a cigarette. You quit smoking. It's like, okay, I never smoke. It's not like that. Yeah, exactly. It's just a feeling of being away from your parent and you're doing something really mature. You can never get that again, you know? Usually when that happens, they go with a group of people, like a bunch of friends from the neighborhood going or something like that. This is just me and my buddy, me and my friend. From school. And he was a crazy son of a bitch, too. He was. But anyway. Yeah. That's why I told Brooke Shields don't even fucking try it. Because I was in that movie. And Superman 2, and the movie was divided. Superman 2 was playing on the right-hand side. And on the left-hand side, they had the Blue Lagoon thing. And they had the movie poster where this little girl was kissing this little boy, We're the same age. I was 12 years old, so she must have been. That's what I'm telling her, That's why I tell her she gangster. She got to be gangster. So I remember staring at that poster, Like, look at this child my age. But back then I didn't know she was my age. I was just fascinated to see a man and woman like in lust like that on a poster in the movie theaters. I never seen it before, Because usually before Superman 2, we was going to seeing Disney movies. So they didn't have advertisement like that in the lobby. They didn't, So I was like, kept staring at it. It was really huge, Then I found out it was Brooke Shields. So my magical night, and she was there, Anyway, carrying on with the story, I was leaving the movie theater, and somebody was standing at the door, and they were handing out these Superman 2 brochures. They looked kind of like the books you see on the screen, but they were big as a basic notebook screen, notebook computer, the screen. They were big like that. They were big as a notebook, not just the screen, but the notebook itself. The brochure, I don't even know what they call it. But it was kind of like a semi book kind of. What do you call it? Well, you call it a booklet, but it was a huge booklet. There's a book. then there's a booklet. So that's like a little book without a lot of pages in it. You got the book, then you got a booklet. Like Smurfette, then you got Smurfette. So you got a book, you got a booklet. So it was like a booklet, but it was big, like it was the size of a notebook, your computer notebook. But it was kind of, the pages was like what you see on the screen. It wasn't that many pages. I mean, these got a lot of pages if I want them to have. I made the book, but Now, inside the book, on the cover of it, I was fascinated. They were free. They were just giving them away for people that saw Superman 2. Superman 2 came out, so anybody who went to go see the movie get a free book as they was leaving. They were huge, thin books, like magazines. On the cover of it was the Superman poster. Yeah, like you see right there. And inside was like cuts from the movie and like commentaries of how they made it, interviews and stuff like that. Of, you know, Terrence Stamp and stuff like that. And I was like, wow. You know, Zod and all. I was just fascinated. Gene Hackman. And they picked out the best pictures for the book. And for some reason, when I got home, everybody was marvel at it. Because they didn't see Superman 2. I loved the fuck out that book. As the days went by, I loved the fuck out of it. I couldn't stop talking about Superman 2. Till finally we saw it as a family. You know. Yeah. Then everybody saw what the hell I was talking about. One of the best movies ever superhero movies ever created with the Superman series. It's except, but they got the part 3 on back. They can keep all that garbage, but Superman 1 and 2 is what I'm talking about in particular. With the best superhero movies ever in history. I don't think they're gonna make a superhero movie to date that can fuck with that, in my opinion. Maybe I'm saying it because I'm a Superman fan. Maybe people beg to differ because this, that, and the other. But the basic one with Marlon Brando as Superman's father, and I mean, you had the Ned Beatty, you had all the high-powered actresses in that movie. And it was the concept of it was so structural. The first one I'm talking about, the first movie, was so structural. You was like, when the action gonna happen? Because there was a lot of talking and dialogue. It was like, wow, you know, it was so structural. You could see they really took their time to make that. Connor took his time to make that. But anyway, I felt a sort of connection as the days went by with that book in the movie. I don't know what it was. I have no idea, but it grew on me. It just grew on me that if I did something, like say we did, alright, you know we did Thumbprint. And Thumbprint you can see on RVT. To make a book about that. Not just like somebody saying, oh, the movie's good, but the book is better. They always say the book is better because the book going. Everybody know that shit. It doesn't have nothing to do with that. It's just I'm talking. It's a connection. Books like they say the Exorcist book, the movie Exorcist can't fuck with the book. So there's no connection there. There's no connection. I'm saying there's some movies that when you get a booklet for the movie, it's a connection with it. I don't know what it is. Maybe the industry never developed it, but I know it was in the works probably when Superman 2 came out. It had to be because it was a sort of connection with that, with the booklet itself in the movie. And it was the damnedest thing because you didn't know what it was, but you just felt this connection with the booklet and the movie. At least that's the way it was for me. Now I don't know how many people are listening to this, y'all Rashika tears out there, who saw Superman 2 and received their booklet. And noticed there was a connection. So I'm speaking on my behalf. This is just my opinion about it. But it was a connection with the booklet and the movie. I'm not talking about a book in a movie. That's not what I'm talking about. There's basically no connection with that because they always say the book is better. I don't give a damn what movie it is. The book is better. Well, I'm not going to go too far. It was some movies that were so bad that they said the movie was better than the book. I'm not going to lie about that, but I'm saying in general. In general. So, I want to create that, is what I'm trying to say. I want to create that. There's a connection between that and the movie that that the industry was experimenting on, but they never followed through with it. The industry was experimenting on this, but they never followed through with it. Number one, they gave the booklet away for free. It was like a thin magazine book thing. They gave it away for free while you was leaving. You were so like, that was the best movie I ever seen after Superman 2. You was like, wow, it was the best movie. And then if a lady hand you a book as you leave, a free book, and in it it's all the pictures about the movie. That's promotion like a motherfucker, man. I mean, that's some good marketing right there, because it really made the movie shine. And on top of that, the fact that the booklet was free. You didn't have to pay no money for it. So that made it even better. You know, usually when you gotta pay for money for something, the value of it go down. It just does. Rather, if you get something for free, when you're dealing with the entertainment part, art is free. Basically, art is free. So when you add money to it, the value goes down. It's just in my opinion. Again, if I had to pay for the booklet, it wouldn't be glowing the way it did. If I had to pay for that book. It wouldn't be glowing the way it did. I guess it's topsy-turvy with it. Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. Because, see, my mother used to come home and bring me home comic books. I loved them. But when I went out and brought comic books and brought them home, I loved them more, and I paid money for it. And it wasn't free, and I loved it more. So I guess it's topsy-turvy. But I'm speaking on behalf, if you're seeing a good movie and you're leaving, and while you're leaving they hand you something like that, and inside the book is basically the good scenes of the movie in that book, with commentaries of them talking and, you know, what it was like, you know, all kind of shit. It was exciting. It was amazing. It's like when you go to a concert. Okay, when you go to a concert and see a celebrity in concert, you can buy one of those thin book things that tell you, you know, it's kind of like that. When I went to go see Prince in concert, now you know we saw Prince in concert, the new Power Generation, Prince. I purchased that book. It was like a thing. Now I liked that book. I really did like it. It was exactly like that, but it was free, and it was giving them away for Superman 2. And I think, in my opinion, that it was something that was about to launch. The industry was about to launch something, but they never followed through with it. I don't know what it was, but whatever it was, it would have worked. I swear it would have worked, because I know how I felt when I had that book at home, knowing how good the movie was. How I received the book, and the way I felt when I flipped through the pages. It was an amazing feeling. It would have worked. So I want to create that, you see. But here's the thing about it. We made a couple of movies on RVT. You know, Thumbprint is one of them. And we got Rashid and the Beanstalk. That's another one. I could have did one for them, but I didn't. So we just have the movie, which is fine. These books right here are for, number one, My Street Firehouse is a TV show. It's an RVT show. Alright, now, That is going to be. I'm gonna tell you what that's going to be. That's not your average RVT show. That's not your average RVT show. I was about to say it's like a game show, but it's not a game show. When you see the show, you will understand what I'm talking about. I'm trying to create a special kind of show. Now, the reason why I chose Rashid's Almanac with My Sweet Firehouse is because they're related in such a way where it's not just an average show. It's a different type of show. And the book will really magnify the show's value is what I'm trying to say. I don't know how many people will go run now. I know when people listen to me, some of y'all told me I went to go write it down. Some of the things that was in like my speeches. If I give like a spiritual talk, a person may write down some things I say. Because when I listen to spiritual talks, sometimes I run and get something to write. I want to write it down also. Okay, when you watch these, somebody probably want to do that. And if they do too many pages, they will themselves will have a book. I'm going to try to make this book part of it. It had nothing to do with you guys who's listening. It had nothing to do with y'all. This is Rashid's, Father Rashid's, and my cult thing. If you guys want to do that, follow along and write something down, that's fine. But let me know. You gotta let me know. So then I will know where the show is going at. You know. I want to create something like what I experienced when I was little with that Superman incident. Superman 2 incident. Somehow the book, I wanted to go with the movie. Like when I was leaving, that book he gave away for free went with the movie. Not like I went to a bookstore, Barnes and Nobles, and bought Superman 2 book. And you can say, okay, no, they don't go with no movie, dude. In fact, they say the book is better, so there's no way that's happening. There's no way that's happening. I wanted to go with the movie like that. A booklet as you leave it. Yada, yada, yada. Some people, when they go to funerals, when they leave the funeral, they receive this. Now, that's not a booklet. That's like a flyer when they give you at funerals. Yeah, it's like a flyer that they give you. And people hold on to that flyer with the person's picture on it because they know that went with the funeral. You see what I'm saying? I want to make these books like that. I wanted to go with the show. You see, now you can see what I'm talking. Yeah. So sometimes, see, that's what I mean. Being an artist, it's hard to get your words out. It's very fucking difficult, especially for people that don't do art, or don't know nothing about art, or who don't care about art. It's very fucking difficult, man. But I try to do my best, you know. The ultimate thing that exists like that got to be the Bible. This is a book that's going with life. That's amazing. You can't top that. So a lot of people come along and make their own scriptures and make the Satan Bible, Levine, and try to, you know, because it's an amazing thing. The next thing down from that will be like a witchcraft book. They go with something that you want to. There's so many different types of books. I'm a book person to the max. That's why I said we're gonna open up a Rashid book club around here. We are. But I'm not gonna leave the subject. I'm gonna write it down so I won't forget. You're right. Let me write it down so I won't forget. Let me see. Wait a minute, guys. There's so many Okay, I wrote it down now. What's stopping me from now? Anybody out there that's a book person, I want y'all to hear me out. Just hear me out, guys. Just hear me out. See if I'm wrong or if I'm right. Just hear me out. There's people in the world that like books. We got that, right? We got that. My question is there anybody in the world that like books like us around here? Like me, Rashid. And I'm explaining to you what I'm talking about. I'll explain what I'm talking about. I create books. As y'all see on the screen, I make books. I like reading books. But I'm not a book reader. It's a difference. Yeah, it's a difference. I like reading books. That's what I said. That's what I said. I like reading books. But I'm not a book reader. That means I won't go out of my way to go read a book, to go to a bookstore to purchase a book. I won't do that. The last book I purchased was Destiny's Child. Would you put? No, it was John Benet Ramsey. I think that's going back that far. That I actually went out. Now, and I didn't say the last book I read. I said last book I went out my way to go find out to get this, for instance, But I think it was Destiny's Child when they came out there. It's John Benet. The rest was a different type of book. I'll tell you all about that but that's what we're about to talk about, the book club. That's what we're talking about now. You'll hear what I'm talking Grace say about that. But nonetheless, with all this said and done, I like reading books, but I'm not a book reader. Meaning I won't go out my way and if somebody give me a book, I'll read it in a heartbeat, but I won't go out my way to da-da-da. I'll go to the library and all of that, then I'll read a book there. If I do that, that's fine. But the point I'm trying to make is this. Here's my point. How can I say this? Let me think for a second. I want to do something for books on RVT. I want to do something for books. But here's my dilemma. I'm not a book reader. Do anybody else out there have that problem? Now listen, let me explain myself. I love books now. As you see, I write books. I create books. And I read books. I do. And I want to belong and be part of it. But see, if I have a book, if I open up a book, if I make a book club on RVT, which I was about to do before, y'all saw the advertisement, I will have to read books. People want. Here's my thing. Now, anybody out there feeling me? Now, listen. I don't care to read other people's literature. I care about it. Like, for instance, I try audiobook on social media. The last audiobook I listened to was Mein Kampf by Adolf Hitler. Because I wanted to see what was that, For me to read a book, I would have to go out like that. I want some good shit. So this Mein Kampf that Adolf Hitler told his people in Germany to read and all of this shit. I wanted to see what it was about. So I audioed. I didn't buy it, but I audioed, the audio book thing on social media, Mein Kampf by Adolf Hitler. That's the last thing I did of books. That's the last thing I did. How can I'm trying. I love literature and books, but I don't want to read like, okay, this book is about this and this and this and that and this and that. I say I'm not interested in that. You know, I will keep doing that to every fucking book, a whole book rack in a bookstore. I will say I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in any of it. I will go around practically the whole book. I swear, you baby, you know what I'm saying. I would just, I'm not interested in that. My interest in books, I don't think they exist. They exist. They do exist, but I have to go to a special place to purchase them. I don't think they're in no Barnes and Nobles too. I'm a creepy son of a bitch. And if you are a book writer and you're too fucking creepy, your shit not gonna make New York Times bestseller. It's just like the movies, books, the movies. Now, say for instance, Eraserhead, Lynch thing, Eraserhead. Eraserhead is a classic, but it's an underground classic. It's not the main front of, literature reading. But still, it's still up there as a classic. You see the point? Now, take something like, alright, my shit was Reanimator. That has a cult following. But what about the book? If it's this good and this and that, then why isn't it known in the literature community of being a good book? When you know for a fact that's a good fucking book if you read it, because you know the movie is good, so the book must be this, that, and the other. You see what I'm saying? It's like if you're too good, you're not gonna be on a New York Times bestseller. The farthest these people go is Stephen King. That's the farthest they go, is Stephen King. No, tell the truth, that's the farthest they go. When you know there's books out there that whip ass, they whip massive ass, but the farthest they go is Stephen King. Wes Craven. They're household names. You see the point? But I still like books. Do you see what I'm saying? I feel like that when it comes to books. I think I clarified. I did the best way I can to clarify how I feel about books around RVT. I think I cleared it up for us. That's how we view books around RVT. Like that. I was at an X-rated store. I go to an X-rated store, and I'm gonna tell you my experience. I don't think this is it probably is though. But I went to the X-rated. I used to go to the X-rated store a lot. Okay, and I got videotapes and shit like that. X-rated store. How you go hang. Guys. Motherfuckers. Even some women out. You go to X-rated store and look around and shit. Yeah, so I used to get the magazines. I used to get Celebrity Slap, that old nipple slit bullshit. Celebrity Slap, I guess it was. I can't remember the other one. I used to get that shit. And I came across a section in there, and I discovered something about myself that was shocking. Very shocking. Very, very, very shocking. Very shocking. Very shocking. Very shocking. I looked on the wall and I saw that there's artists, there's book writers, just like the motherfuckers in Barnes and Nobles. They write porn books. And they were paperback. I have yet saw a hardback porn book. I have yet saw one. They were all paperbacks, small, tiny paperbacks. That I'm assuming they were really big in the 1970s. because all of the artwork and everything dated back to the 1970s. It was the year, it was the Clinton administration. It was the Clinton administration time period. There was no new up-to-date books. None. All of them looked like they was back 1970s or 1960s. I don't even know if they do that shit anymore. But here's the point. They were real books. Thick books, dude. Like real books. You know what a book is. It's a real fucking book. But they were porn books. And they had a whole box of them sitting out. And they were on sale dirt cheap. Like you got 3 for like $1. So I said, I never saw this before. I never saw pornography books, but what do they? Is there such thing as that? These are regular books, dude. So we're not talking to magazines now. We're not talking to Playboy magazine, Penthouse magazine. I'm talking novels, stories, thick books that you have. You know that romance shit. You could go in like Kmart. You see, remember that? You know that romance shit. They got the man dipping over the woman, romance novels. I ain't talking about that, but it's like they were thick. They was books like that, but they were the real deal, dude. The real deal porn. So I got 3. I started looking through them like, okay, I could read. I didn't know it was a market for people like that. I didn't know that they were writers like that did books like that. And these are writers that want recognition. Just like we was talking about the movie Reanimator. They were like the guy that played in there. He would like the Academy Award the way he played. He's a classic in the horror thing. I'll get his name right now. Hold on for a minute. Now, Reanimator is loosely based on H.P. Lovecraft's classic horror, the tale Herbert West. Okay, wait a minute. Loosely based on H.P. Lovecraft's classic horror tale. His name is Herbert West. That's the character in the movie, I'm supposed. Herbert West is a young scientist who has a good head on his shoulders and another on the lab table in front of him. So you get with this. Came out in 1985. The director was Stuart Gordon. Amazing. The guy name is Jeffrey Combs. Jeffrey Combs. Now, Jeffrey Combs, I think, should get more credit. I know he's part of Star Trek and DC animated universe. That's what they're saying, see a franchise and everything like that. I just think he deserves more credit. When I was a teenager, that guy was the funniest motherfucker I have ever seen when I was a teenager. And I think he needs more credit. Now, take him for an example. He needs more fucking credit, but yet he's underground with his fan base. Okay, he's underground with his fan base and all. Okay, we got that. These people who write these porn books, I'm not going to say he's on a level like him, but it's still a class that's underground. They're not going to let on the forefront because the material is too graphic. The farthest they go is this Freddy Krueger shit. Jason, Friday the 13th, household names. That's like That's like the werewolf, Frankenstein, the vampire, Dracula. I mean, come on with that kiddie bullshit. Meaning, these people who write these books will like recognition the real way. They're not wasting any time writing that shit. So I bought 3. It was like $3 for $1 or something like that. I bought 3. I went home. My leisure time, I started reading. And I discovered I really got a kick out of reading that. More than watching porn on TV. And I would advise anybody who was into that to read the book on sensuality rather than watch it on TV. It's better that way because you can imagine all kind of shit while you read it. It's really fucking awesome, dude. It's really fucking awesome. It's a mind fuck. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. It's a big mind fuck, dude, when you read the shit. So anyway, I want to talk about that in my book club. I want to talk about those books also. See, and when you say book club, you always, all of a sudden you hear violins playing and shit. Like you in some goddamn opera. Now, let's keep it real, dude. Because see, let me explain. We live in a society today where everything is pegged to be a certain way. Everything is pegged. This is a glass. This is a spoon. This is a cutting knife. This is a soup spoon. Everything is cookie cutter shit. So is this book club thing. In order to have a book club, you gotta know about books. You gotta know about the authors today. Who's on the #1 bestseller authors today? To be in a book club, you gotta understand who the best booksellers in 1984. You gotta know what you're talking about. You gotta know who's the #1 writers in 1974. When I throw a word out, your name out, you gotta know right away who it is. Or you're gonna look stupid. And everybody gonna see you don't belong here. To be in a book club, you got to know about literature to the highest degree. It's cookie cutted. It's cookie cutted to be a certain way. That's why I freezed it on RVT, because I don't want people coming to RVT Rasheed's book club and leave getting disappointed. Okay, how was Rasheed's RVT book club? It was good. Yes, it was good. So, go ahead. Did they talk about books? Yeah, they talked about books. Okay. It was good. They talked about books. Did you have a nice time? Well, that's when it's a little bit questionable right there. That's when it's a little bit hard to swallow. Hard to swallow? Why? Well, because they was talking about not only Rasheed's books that he wrote, and he's a nobody, but they branched over to these other books that were just weird, you see. So then when you ask that person, that same person, in a decent time, how was Rasheed's book club? What would they say about it? What would they say about my shit? This is garbage. It ain't a real book club. They talk about this. What the fuck you mean it's not? Did we talk about books? Yes. Did we talk about author of books? Yes. Did we discuss Rasheed's books he wrote? Yes. Then how the fuck is not a book club? See, in order to be a book club thing, you gotta be this, that, and the other, and that, and the other, and shit. Y'all get what I'm saying here? So that's what stopped me from making a book club on RVT. I'm going to do it. But I have to be a certain way. I have to get grounded in literature on social media first. Right now I'm grounded in animation. I'm going to do it, but not right now. But needless to say, Needless to say, there's all different types of books. There's novels. There's books. There's what do you call it? There's autobiography books, science fiction books. We could go on and on. I ain't going through all that shit, but you get the point. There's all different types of books. I like writing books myself, writing stories myself. I could write a book and turn it into an animation thing. Y'all know that. Y'all know this. I can do that. I don't think I'm going to do that, but I can. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We can do that. I don't think I'm going to though. I'm going to open up a book club. I just need y'all, but that's already see that. Just look out for Rashid Book Club because it ain't going nowhere. These books right here, I want to merge with the shows that y'all looking at on the screen. The problem is I don't know how I'm going to do that. I want it to be like that Superman thing, me leaving and she giving me a free book as I'm leaving the movie theater. You know. If it's a success, then I may market these books. I may sell them. I may open up something so you guys can purchase them. But not right now. But just letting you know. Y'all see my franchise coming. Just give me some time. I'm going to open up a Rashid Book Club on RVT. Now, like I said, when you say book club, you hear violins playing. You hear, so did somebody just order some tea? I would love some tea. Yes, I would love some tea. Herbal black cherry. Earl Grey. Why not? I would love some tea. All of this bullshit. Yeah. Some kind of laugh. Ha 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 ha. That kind of laughing. Oh, ha ha ha. All that fucking shit. But wait a minute. Who created a book club to be like that in the first damn place? I swear to God. There's different types of books, and there's different types of readers of books and how the people view books. I'm a reader of books. I am. I fucking am. But I wouldn't read half that shit that's in a bookstore because it's not my taste. It's not my taste. This is not the way I wanted this fucking this is not the way I wanted this show to go. I wanted to talk about My Sweet Firehouse and Rashid's Almanac and why did I create this, what got. This is not the role I wanted to go. Now a whole hour went by. So what I'm going to do, we're going to come back here probably tomorrow. We're going to use the same thing tomorrow maybe. Because we always do a different picture up, but I want to tackle this again. Because I want to get into what made me create these two right here. They're intertwined in a way where the book and the show is going to be relatives. It's going to be familiar. A lot of familiarism there with the book. I could come on and talk about the book when the show is not on. You see how it works? I could come on RVT and we'll talk about what's in a book. And then sometimes we'll watch RVT and we'll watch the show. So I could go back and forth. It's going to be like that. It's going to be like that. Only certain shows going to have that. Only certain ones. Only certain ones. So I'm trying to develop that right there. If the question is how the hell I'm going to do it, I don't know. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I know. We keep on. We're a chip at it. You're right. We're a chip at it. Now I know if Alfred Hitchcock was here, he'd help me. He'll hook me the fuck up. Ain't no way Alfred would hook. Alfred would. He'll break it all down. He would. He would. There's a lot of books. There's a lot of movies. There's like underground classics. There should be. You won't like I always pick on that movie Reanimator, but I always pick on that movie also Evil Dead 2. Evil Dead 2. That's another one. Evil Dead 2. That was the funniest horror movie I ever seen. I went to high school and brought my friends back to the movies to see that shit. I had a spiritual awakening watching that movie because there was a strange gypsy man in the movie theater who kept staring at me, and he pulled me away from my friends and said, "I'm the chosen one." He started talking all this stuff. But that goes in my cult and everything. But still, that's how much I enjoyed that Evil Dead 2, that something spiritual came from it. That somebody approached me with some really crazy talking, but I don't want to talk about that on the air or on social media. But what I'm trying to say is that's another movie that's really funny, good, but it goes under a cult classic. You won't catch it on forefront. You won't catch none of them receiving any awards for that. And that guy should receive an award for Reanimator because he plays the hell out of part of his movies. He played that shit to the bone, and they don't receive shit, not even no recognition. And yeah, they got all these fucking followers and everything, and it's just ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. So I'm not hardly worried about this, that, and the other. When you look at my shit, I'm not hardly worried because they don't do this shit right anyway. And my shit ain't for sale. My shit is not for sale. It's just crazy, man. It's just like I get so into books. I'm so into books. I write books. I love books, guys. I love books. I go to the art store. I got a book right beside me right now that I brought. They have no writing in it. Y'all know those type of books. I have only my art pictures in it. And I think I talked about it on, it's an art book. And I showed you guys. They call it sketchbooks. Hardcover, I love them fucking things. I love the things. I do. I just love books. And then when you say, okay, when's the last book you read? Then you're talking like Porky Pig. Oh, you don't know when the last book you read? Okay, have you ever heard of such and such as the author of the book? Now you're talking like Porky Pig again. The who? Okay, all right. What was the number one book of selling last? You don't know a fucking thing. So you're considered in the industry world, you don't know shit. But yet you yourself know you love books. You see the point? You see, it's such bullshit. It's just such fucking bullshit. Just because you don't want to spend your time and your energy getting involved with what they consider the normal philosopheric literature community, you're considered somebody who don't like literature and don't like books. You see what I mean? It's just such bullshit. It's just such bullshit, man. I'm about to say like everything else. Like everything else. But I love books, dude. I just prefer not carrying on with what everybody consider to be, and they talk this shit when you go to these book clubs. They say this book right here is that, and it's about this. Why the fuck would I don't want to read that? I won't even look at a movie like that. Why, let alone read about it. But these guys do it. They do it. They'll sit there for hours to read that shit. A guy having trouble with his home life. This, that, and the other. You know, man, come off that shit, man. Come off that boring ass shit. You want to read some good shit. You know what I mean? But if you could write it, and that's even more spectacular when you could write it. That way it could come out just the way the fuck you want it, you know? It can come out just the way you want it. But you watch, I'm gonna really tackle this. I'm just wasting these extra minutes with y'all now, but theoretically, man, I can't get into no discussion with y'all because I waste all the fucking that's what I'm saying. I waste all the hour, the time, talking about this other stuff, but I would have loved to tell y'all about this and what it's about and everything. It's just I can't. It's fucking. I fucked up. Hold on for a second. You know, so, you know, I love books. I fucking love them. But y'all gonna say, I ain't even gonna tell you shit. You gonna just see it anyway, so. Every minute I'm writing one. Every fucking minute. I got a colony book. Yes, I'm saying I got a colony one. Y'all know the colony. I got one. Y'all saw that one. That's how I do is make books. That's what I do. I just don't like that shit that people read. You want to go out? Come on. Okay, I'm here. I'm just like, I just love my books and shit. I just fucking love my books. I do. But it bothers me because it's like seeing like you want to watch entertainment or some really good shit, and there's nothing out there. There's nothing out there. I don't want to read this the stuff they got, man. I want some good, you know what I mean? You want the good shit, not like porn, but you want some, you know what I'm talking about, some good shit. And it's like they don't have it. They don't. I can't be fucking with that normal life shit in books. I just like I want to read. I want to read like a good like. All right, that's a good question. All right, pick a movie. I want to read a movie like Midnight Cowboy. I want to read a movie. I want to read a book like Midnight Cowboy with Dustin Hoffman and John Voight. They my kind of movies like that. That's my kind of movies like that. And I don't want to go read. See, here's the thing. I don't want to go read the Midnight Cowboy book. I don't want to. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. You're gonna get the person who wrote Midnight Cowboy. You're gonna get once every 5 years somebody like that in the movie industry. Is what I'm saying. There's not too many writers like that, because if you like that too much, you're not gonna be. That's what I'm saying. You're not gonna be in the book industry. You're not gonna be in that industry because you're too fucking weird. And the topic of the movie is too. How should I say? It's just too. It's too dragging. They don't want to look at that. They want to look at this pippity shit. You know what I'm saying? They in order to be, you know, you got to be part of this pippity crowd and shit. They don't want no good fucking sleazy ass shit. They want some pippity, like movies. It's the same fucking thing. It's the same thing. Like movies, it's the same damn thing. The only difference is it's a goddamn book. I swear to God, man, I'm not shitting. It's the same thing, but the thing is, it's a book. It's a book. So I feel as though I want to create my own shit. I'm gonna get into detail how I came up with this right here, and I just didn't get it around to it in this episode, guys. So I know y'all gotta they gotta get back to the virus shit and everything, because we gotta see what's going on. So I'm not gonna hold y'all up. Thanks guys for coming by my house again. We're gonna tackle this the next time. Probably tomorrow we're gonna continue this, and that way, and hopefully we can stay on the topic instead of branching off to something else, guys. Because I did it. I branched off to something else, and I love to talk. I love books. And here I go with the shit, and we fucked up. Because I first came on the air, I said I want to tell y'all how I came. But tomorrow, I swear, I'm going to stick to my guns, and we're going to discuss these two, okay? If not tomorrow, then the day after, whatever. Because I don't know, anything might happen tomorrow, guys. This whole shit might blow the fuck up. So, thanks again for coming by my house. Y'all could have been anywhere, but you're here. I appreciate that. And stay safe. Keep it tight. And I'll talk to you guys later. See you.